If you're of a certain age, you will remember going into a music shop and buying your first ever record, and it was probably on vinyl, if you're my age or similar kind of age. Today is Record Store Day, a celebration of independent music shops. There are fewer than 300 in the UK, and that is a third compared with the numbers 5 years ago.
The recently reunited Blur among those supporting record shops by releasing a limited edition 7-inch single, but with digital downloads and MP3 players. Is there still any point in physically buying a disc?
Would I buy a single or an album? Probably not now, no. I'd probably always use the internet, to be honest.
Yeah, I still own a record player, yeah, because you just get better sound quality from it. So it's well worth hanging on to the old formats, because you get too clinical a sound from CDs and MP3. There's not as much depth to the sound.
Not a lot of people have record players now, so I'd have to start again to buy record players.
Well, they kind of went out of fashion, didn't they? I didn't think you could acquire them. I didn't think you could play them.
We have a record player, but again, that barely gets used ever either. I mean, like you say, computers, much more easier. Everything's hooked up. The sound's much better on a computer as well.
I own some, but they're not in use. They're tucked away in a cupboard somewhere.
I own lots from my youth, and I think it would be brilliant, because I think it's just really nice to go out and buy a single, to buy an album rather than just download stuff. I think it's just nice, and they look nice around the house and all round. I think it's a nice bit of memorabilia.
Memorabilia, that's what it's become, hasn't it, vinyl? Well, joining us in the studio, radio producer and DJ Karen P, and alongside her, technology broadcaster Nikki Moore. Very good morning to you both. Karen P, you're a DJ, so does that mean that you love to buy vinyl?
I love to buy vinyl. I still do. I still go to record shopping loads and loads. And yeah, for me, it's about digging through, finding the things that you want to play and just discovering new things, and the artwork and the sound. You just get such a beautiful, brighter sound from vinyl.
Does that mean you do not do the other stuff at all?
No, I do the other stuff as well. So sometimes I'll download some stuff that I want to hear, but I just have it for listening purposes. I would never play an MP3 or something I downloaded in a club, or I'd never play it on the radio. That's the difference.
It's interesting, Nikki, some of those people who were interviewed were saying, those young guys were saying, they've got a record player, but the quality of the music just isn't as good when they buy vinyl. I mean, do we know that? Is it a fact?
Well, there's a slight difference in quality, but there's also people that are really into their vinyl and records. There's a certain amount of snobbery, it's this one's analogue, one's digital, and there is, if you listen closely, it can be better. But the quality of CDs is actually brilliant. If you, the average consumer that listens to a CD wouldn't even notice the difference. I mean, it's good quality. They're so convenient, you can get them anywhere, and you can also get music online, which in everybody's busy life, it's very easy to go onto iTunes, go onto the internet and buy your music within minutes.
I was just going to ask, do you own a record at all?
I've got records at my parents' in the loft somewhere from years and years and years ago, but I would never in a million years go to a record shop, browse through records. It's not me at all.
It's Record Store Day today, and record stores are going to hate me for saying this, but you actually don't even need to buy music, do you? You can go onto the internet and listen to music totally legally, for nothing, anything you want to, at the touch of a button.
It's just the whole event of going record shopping, of going into the record store, seeing the same familiar faces, and I just discover so much music that I wouldn't necessarily have bought if I just looked on iTunes or online.
Is there a lot of music which is only available on vinyl still?
Yeah, there's that, and also record stores like Rough Trade and Rough Trade East in London. When you go and buy a certain thing on vinyl, you may get a special limited edition 7-inch or limited edition thing, and for some people that are really into music, they love collecting things like that. It's like, if you love a certain
the thing that occurs to me, aside from the argument about how good it sounds, is one thing you can't replicate is the album cover. I mean, when you buy an album, in the old days when you bought an album, you bought a bit of artwork in a way as well, and that was quite a big deal. I remember being rather looking through it and being impressed by what there is, and that's in no way covered by any other of the technologies that have possibly superseded it.
No, it's not, but then also if you buy an album that you love listening to, how do you then take that music and make it portable? If I like an album that I listen to, I can download it, put it onto my MP3 player, take it to the beach, go running, put it in the car. If you have loads and loads of records, it just doesn't, you're very limited as to where you can listen to it. So it is beautiful and the artwork is great, and we don't have that now, but it's still, I don't think it fits in today's society so much.
Is that funny?
But I am a geek. So.
I remember Cat Stevens, Tea for the Tillerman.
Was that your first record?
No, it wasn't, but I remember having that, and it was a beautiful album cover. Do you know that one?
No.
No.
Not my head, but actually.
Well, I remember that one. What's your favourite?
My favourite at the moment is the new Gil Scott-Heron album that recently came out. Yeah, I love Gil Scott-Heron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nice to hear this morning, and good luck with the record collection. Maybe try it.
Yeah, might do.
Dig out a record player from somebody. You can't buy them anymore, though, can you?
Yeah, of course you can. Technics 1200s.
There we go. You've even got a recommendation.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you both this morning. Thanks very much indeed.